Well, I would need to obviously speak to you and know you sort of thing to speak about your situation. But that's not, if you have, because, no, the register thing, right? The register is for PIN numbers, right? Is your PIN running? So, again, HIS is a register, right? If you are not on that, you can still be classed as a medic with your qualifications and your education to date. HIS is not a mandatory register. HIS is there for anyone who wants to join it, pay the fee to join it, have the inspections, etc. See, that I'm finding it hard to kind of talk about your subject because no, see, that's the thing. Everybody jumps on this. Look at me. I'm going to pretend I'm a nurse, or look at me, I've got scrubs on, which makes me qualified, blah, blah, blah. Why does everyone go for that, right? Why does everyone go... See, if you have a medical background, right? If you have a medical background and you have... Again, see, this is where it's hard. I don't want to say the exact things because they'll jump on it. Basically, if you have a medical background, if your clinic is born and bred from a medic's background and experience, you are classed as a medic, right? HIS is not the be all and end all. HIS is a tool. Sure thing. HIS is, yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, Gio, is a tool within the industry to try and bring in some sort of regulation. If you have, if you're a fully fledged GP, surgeon, whatever, of course you're going to have the NHS PIN, etc, etc. You still need to pay the fees to join HIS and stuff like that. If you have worked in a hospital, and I'm not talking cleaners or whatever, not that there's anything wrong with that, this is just an example. If you have worked in a hospital and you have dealt with things where you have needed to have your vaccinations, where you have needed to have certain clearances, where you've been issued a pass with a PIN, where you are recognised, stuff like that, right? You fall into, yeah, definitely. You fall into the medic branch of aesthetics, right? If you are, for example, and this is no harm to any of them at all because it's all just individual specialities. If you're a hairdresser, a lash tech, a shoe shiner, a baker, whatever, you're a non-medic. Do you know what I mean? But again, you need to appreciate that I need to watch exactly how much information I give away about things because other people jump on that. Don't for a minute be blinkered into only people that are on the Health Improvement Scotland register are medics. They won't have non-medics on there, but not all medics are obligated to be on that. I'll tell you honestly, I couldn't afford it. Everyone looks to make money, right? Scavengers, right? And people who are thinking, right, let's try and better things, let's try and charge a certain amount so as it makes it harder for people to achieve and stuff like that. And unfortunately, because the medics are falling on their arse right now, a lot of us just, we don't have the spare funds. We just don't have them. And I'll be very honest with you. I'll tell you, I have went, guys, in my 10 years, come April, before MD pulls me up in that, in that time, I have went from not earning, I have went from that to earning a pretty good, sorry, I just found that comment funny there. I can't help, guys, if the knowledge that I'm giving yous here just now is picking up people on my coattails. I can't help that. That's a them problem. If they want to ride my coattails, fair play. See if they want to stay in their own lane, good on you. Why don't you stand up for your side of things? Oh, absolutely. Listen, I ain't even started. See if I had the time. So to put you in the picture, guys, right? Look at, I'll bring it up again, the Sean Gray thing with me, right? I spent months working on that, back and forward with the post, stuff like that. You've all seen it, hopefully, right? Spent months working on it to come up with the end result, which was the YouTube that I put out, right? Quite proud of it, to be honest. I've not had that time to piece all of this together, but rest assured, I will, because I'm going to be talking about my passion, my knowledge, my education, and where I am in the industry until I can't talk anymore. And that doesn't mean if I can't talk on here, because I'll talk everywhere else as well. Look, is it getting to the stage now, right, that I need to pull out my past to prove that I have an NHS background? Because I've done it umpteen times. I've also done it with most of my clients as well. When they come in, they all know me inside out. The thing with me is, right, I'm not going to be on here shouting about, I'll pull up my charge sheet and all the rest of it, because do you know what, guys? I'm a professional. For one, I'm not going to put that foot forward on social media and also claim I'm a professional. And for two, I ain't got nothing, because there's nothing at all that anyone can dig on me. And I'll tell you that as I'm sitting here right now, be all of you my witnesses, there is nothing anyone can pull on me. Not a thing. Not a thing. So if you see anything, thank you, Carly, exactly, thank you. If you see anything, you know, like, oh, Jade's background and fucking toe filing or whatever, it's bullshit, because there is nothing at all anyone can pull out on me. And again, guys, I do that in my business, I do it in my personal life. I've learned over the years, that you have to be like that when you've got bangers that are too quick to climb up those coattails. Oh. So anyway, going back to what I was talking about there, I have went from making no money, right, to making a decent wage, to being able to walk in and buy a new car with cash. I have then went from, need to put some savings past. Then we've went to, it's a wee bit quiet, but we're still getting there. Listen, there is absolutely no chance that this non-medic will ever have the client list that I have. Now, there are clients of mine in here. Please, if you're a client of mine, have you seen the amount of clients I have? Have you seen the piles of documents that I have, etc.? There you go, Carly. Thank you, honey. Thank you. This is not about money, and it's certainly not jealousy at all. This is about awareness, guys. Dawn there as well. Thank you. Thank you. So, aye. Again, guys, listen, here's something, just a wee daft thing, right? Thank you. There's another client, thank you. Have you all seen the piles and piles? And I'm like, I don't believe I've got all this paperwork to deal with. Exactly. Oh, and by the way, sorry guys, this is something else as well, right? I'm going to draw your attention to this. I've done work, charity begins at home, right? This is another thing. Charity begins at home, and you go through life at kind of earlier stages, think, oh no, you need to give to charity and stuff like that. And yes, giving to charity is a great thing to do, right? It's also very nice to be charitable, which means you do stuff without having to draw attention, right? Hi, Judy. Oh, apparently. Am I doing it live for gifts, getting gifts? where was I going with that there, guys? See what I mean? Yous are throwing me off because I see things and I just want to piss myself laughing. I really do. See, if you really want to test this out, right? Why? Oh, charities. Thank you, darling. So I've done things for Women's Aid. I've aesthetically, I can't touch on that, I can't discuss it, but I have done. I don't need to come on here and go, look at this happened to this person, but I fixed it, I done this. No, that's a very personal and private thing, right? So if someone is charitable, they don't need to shout about it. Oh, do you know what? I don't need to talk about TikTok diamonds. I've got tangible right next to me, do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to get involved in this. I've got a bigger car, I've got better shoes and all that. It's not about that, guys. It's really, really not. And that's why I say as well, if you don't like me, we all don't have to like each other. That's how the world goes round. If you don't like me, put that aside and raise the awareness. You don't even have to do things like repost from my page or whatever. You can screenshot or you can repost. Or you'll probably see plenty of that coming up shortly from other places. But you can do that and you can cut my name right out. It's not about, look at me, bring it all back to me, this, that. It's about awareness. Do you want your daughters or sons to go somewhere that they find affordable and all of a sudden you're sitting up the hospital with them because their eyesight's been affected and something's not quite right? No one can get to the bottom of it, by the way, because the person, the kid will say, right, has had this procedure carried out, hasn't asked the relevant questions, or if they have asked what products are being used, they're being told it's something legitimate, or for example Botox when it's not, it's another botulinum toxin brand, etc. So the person at the A&E doesn't have the knowledge to give to your doctors in there, so they're like, well, what's causing this? We need to do we need to do this, we need to do that, and then they need to start working through their checklist to try and get the answers to what's going on with you. Whereas had you been to a medic and they had spoke you through what you were having, what products, how the treatment's going to affect you, things to look out for that could be red flags, how to follow up with aftercare, how you as the clinician are going to follow up with aftercare as well if needed. Can you get to the hospital with the relevant documentation, barcodes, serial numbers and expiry dates of whichever products you're using? Are you going to be there? Love that, thank you. Aye, I know. See, that's the thing, right? I try my best not to get involved in tit for tat on TikTok, and I do try to give people respect as well. I do know if there's like a wee feud going on with people. If I'm talking to one, I'll make a point of...
Listen, I'll say nothing. I'll keep my feelings and my opinions aside. This is about awareness for you and the aesthetics.
Absolutely, Darren, absolutely. But I give people their due. For example, I'll still watch Willie, but I'll maybe just watch for the outside. This here is real life. This is people's health. This is people's bodies. This is people's confidence. This is an industry which is failing. That there, what you've just heard from Willie, is the same as the likes of what I was saying. It's not about everything else. This, there you go, exactly. Jury's the same. We are of the mentality that we realise when something is no longer something to be bickering and fighting about online, and when it's something that we really seriously need to look at. I know I've been rambling on, guys, and it's been a wee bit scatty here, there and everywhere. There's going to be a hell of a lot more coming from this. You are going to see, hopefully, some of the medics that I speak with in my personal life, hopefully you are going to see them coming on to social media. That is not my place to name them or say they'll be on at this time and whatever, right? If they want to do that, that's up to them. You're hopefully going to see that. You're going to see how medics band together, because primarily a medic's main objective is keeping people safe and making their health better and improving their lifestyles and stuff like that. That's not always what people who aren't medics are doing. It's more about making the quick money. You're going to hopefully see more people using even things like sort of the wee thing, see the Senorita Smile profile picture. You're going to see more people hopefully with that on their profile, so as it gets more people talking, like, well, what is that? Let's click, oh, right, the picture, all right, stand with me. What's that about? And then they look into it. Listen, see, at the end of the day, any nonsense that comes my way, right, will be met legally. It's not going to be I'm going to phone the police or whatever. Anything that comes my way will be met legally.